just want to be free, to design our society, want the right to be human, living free from tyranny. We want to stamp our fear, our authoritarianism. We just want to be free. I just want to be me, and we will never give up. Này anh, chúng tôi sẽ không im lặng. Này anh, chúng tôi sẽ không im lặng. Các cơn nước sạch, dân cần nhà nước minh bạch. Các cơn nước sạch, dân cần nhà nước minh bạch. Các cơn nước sạch, dân cần nhà nước minh bạch. You know, I used to be a pop star. I was invited to appear on TV all the time. I had a lot of shows. I had a lot of fans. I even won the award for a patriotic song that I wrote for my country. Life was very easy and comfortable. But it wasn't enough to keep me interested. I'm going to tell you how I got from there to where I am now. In 2010, when I won the Song of the Year award, I already resisted ideas about what it means to be a Vietnamese woman, what it means to make music in Vietnam. I wrote many songs about LGBT rights, about woman rights. Once, I shaved VN for Vietnam on my hair. I was just expressing myself in a different way. I know I've earned a lot of fans, just as many critics at the same time. By 2016, I was bored with Vietnamese pop industry. Under the art cultural censorship system, I couldn't express myself freely as I want. I got bored with artists, musicians who censor themselves. And I started to spend time with dissident artists who were doing very interesting things. Writers who were banned from writing. Publishers who couldn't publish. Poets whose poems removed from the official records. One day, a friend had an idea. Mai Khoi, why don't you nominate yourself for the National Assembly as an independent candidate? At that time, I didn't know it was possible. Most of the candidates for the elections are Communist Party members. Vietnam is one party state that doesn't allow any political opposition. They They even don't allow a peaceful protest. They censor the press and internet that people don't know about their rights. But it turns out the law that allow people can nominate themselves for the National Assembly election as an independent candidate. I took a few days to think about this. I thought this is a good chance to promote democracy and human rights. This is a good chance for people who want to change their society. If people can get into the parliament, they can change the laws. They can change some policies on issues like environment, education, violence against women. But first, people have to get into the ballot. So I nominated. My nomination sparked a huge debate in my country. At the beginning, people in the government say things like, if you just can only sing, you can't get into the parliament. Or, how can we allow a person who doesn't wear bra get into the parliament? But people start to pay their attention on the electoral process. They could see I was treated unfairly. Just after my nomination 3 weeks, my concert was raided by the police, and they published the article about this on their new magazine to let people know that I'm banned from singing in public. Through all of these things, people start to ask questions, why the system organized the election in this way? Of course, in the end, I was rejected. But I wasn't about to give up. Knowing that President Obama was coming to visit Vietnam, I made a video to invite him to meet with me. I thought the meeting will legitimate my election campaign.
President Obama, I want to meet you when you come to Vietnam in May. The United States supports Vietnam to promote the rule of law, transparency, and civil society. I want to talk about how the United States can better help Vietnam to reform its legal system. As an independent candidate for the National Assembly, I want to talk about how we can improve our law on elections.
My video went viral. A reporter from New York Times was flying down to Saigon to interview me, but many people thought I was dreaming. How can Mai Khoi possibly meet with President Obama? I had a friend, her cousin worked in the government. She told me that I was under surveillance 24/7, and they will try to prevent me from the meeting. I went into hiding before the meeting, and then I could come to the meeting. I made it. Oh. So, what I've learned from this experience, First, if I want to change my society, I have to relate to people in ways they can understand. Democracy and human rights are very powerful concepts. But with Vietnamese who don't know about the right, they don't mean anything. So I have to find a way to communicate with them that is relevant to their lives. The second thing that I've learned is I need to raise awareness for people about the meaning of human rights, especially freedom of expression. Not many people in Vietnam know what freedom of expression is. You know, last year in November, I protested Trump when he came to my country. And I was evicted from my house at the same night. But people was happy because I was evicted in the middle of the night. People said the words that I used on my banner, it's so impolite. The Vietnamese woman shouldn't use that word. And people was very angry with me because I didn't protest Xi Jinping. People have authoritarian ways of thinking. They censor me of their choice. The government wasn't forced them to insult me. So I think we need to teach them what freedom of expression really means. You know, from my campaign, I create art and sing very, very free. I don't think about the censorship system anymore. And I hope my songs, my music, my art will inspire people, will help people feel as free as I do. And we can together express for unspeakable voice of Vietnam. And we can together change our government. Well, I'm also planning to do some new project. If you would like to support me, please come to talk with me later, after this. Thank you for your attention.